This is Twit.
It's a new thing every year, and Google has tried and tried and tried, and my goodness, they cannot figure this sucker out.
Right.
So last year, they ended up going with something called RCS, Rich Communication Services, and it was meant
the future.
It was meant to be the future. They wanted to. They were basically at that point saying, "Look, we can't do it, so why don't we replace SMS with this new?" This new standard called RCS, and you can do RCS in a number of different directions in a number of different ways. Google says use universal profile. All the carriers come onto this profile, get on the same page, and then everybody on Android and crossing fingers, Apple. Of course, Apple's never talked about it, so Apple doesn't care.
Apple's like, our stuff works, folks. Sorry.
Yes, exactly. You do you. We've got this figured out. And then they just kind of waited. Google waited for the carriers to get on board, and the carriers really didn't en masse, which I think Google thought was going to happen. And that's certainly, as an Android user, that's what I hoped would happen.
Right.
I figured they would have because it's such a large market share of Android devices out there. I mean, yes, the iPhone is super popular, but everybody can't afford an iPhone, so you're going to get a lot of those inexpensive Samsung Android phones out there.
Yep.
So
now where we're at, the reason that this has come up again is, a handful of devices have supported Google's RCS universal profile thing. Get this, the Pixel 3 supports it on Sprint and Verizon. The Pixel 4 does not.
Right.
at all?
No.
Not at all.
And that's on the carriers. That's not on Google. Like,
makes perfect sense,
that's basically Verizon saying, "Well, we're not going to support it on the Pixel 4." It doesn't make any sense. It makes sense, I suppose, if you're the carriers, and it definitely makes sense in light of the current news, which is that the four major U.S. carriers, AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, and Sprint, have all banded together to create their own chat venture called Cross Carrier Messaging Initiative, or CCMI, where they promise to basically bring RCS in their own way.
So it's RCS, but they just want a different name for it.
It's their flavor of RCS.
Oh my God! So that's
And-
only further bifurcating the whole thing.
Yeah, but they're all on board.
But
And
but if they're all on board, it's not really going to confuse anything, right?
it won't. They are making their own messaging app.
Wait, do you have to use their messaging app?
And if you buy a phone, from what I understand, on any of those networks, you will get that messaging app as your default.
Oh, joy.
And
it
how
better be
well
great, huh?
carriers create apps. They have a storied history of amazing apps.
This is so laughable.
So that's where we're kind of at right now. I did read that there's some news that they worked with companies like Samsung and Google to be sure that the standard works with their apps, although in their press release, Google was not mentioned, not even once.
Well, my question is this, when they said it's not supported on the Pixel 4, because it was like some interesting timing when all of this happened.
Yeah.
One could have argued that Verizon, for example, said, that Pixel 4 is going nowhere, so why are we even going to bother? Or they were already saying, we already got something that we're in the works in, but we're not going to talk about it just yet. Just wait.
Yeah.
Do you think it was one of those?
I feel like it was the latter.
B?
If it was one of those.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's total guess.
It's not encrypted.
Well, and that's
not
one of the issues with RCS just as a whole, is that it's an unencrypted messaging platform, and so of course iMessages, that is encrypted. So right out of the gate, this has, RCS is not perfect, but it's better than SMS. It is a richer
Every time I
delivery
send
of
a message with SMS and it makes the photo like this big,
Yep.
and I don't like
You want all the pixels.
I just want people to have the things that I send them be delivered properly.
Yes, it's so true.
So what I've taken to doing is, if I'm sending a photo or a video or something like that to an Android user, I upload it to my Google Photos account and then send a link to the Google Photos
That's
spot.
some serious effort, brother.
That's
right, because I don't want it to be this
some
tiny
lift
little
right there.
image. It's
so
ridiculous.
true. I get something like, "Oh, we shot this video of your daughters at the performance here."
Yeah.
And I mean, it's
3PP
like
file.
Yeah.
it's all fuzzy. Like, it's literally, I'm watching a real player file in like the 90s. Is basically what I'm
I
watching.
have one of those viewfinders up there.
Oh, man.
I'm like, thanks for sending this to me, but I'm gonna do literally nothing with this.
IT squad. Right.
But I'm sure it's wonderful. So anyways, I don't know what this is going to turn into ultimately. There is hope that, and actually some word that Google is going to be able to tailor its own messaging app to support this. Same with Samsung. So at the end of the day, like maybe it'll be fine. If Google's messaging app is the one that we choose, is the one that I use, and it supports this, and more people are using it because the carriers have truly, rolled it out to all their Android phones, then great. But
is Google's messaging app encrypted end to end?
Their messaging? No, it's SMS. So it's just SMS. Oh. Yeah. If they had stuck on Hangouts, which was their initial plan.
Yeah. Why didn't they just stick with Hangouts? Hangouts was great.
It wasn't great.
That.
I loved Hangouts.
It wasn't great, but it worked.
It was. Yeah, it was fine. I actually still use Hangouts.
I still use it as part of our family group chat.
Yeah, but exactly.
I thought it was going away.
Yeah,
welcome to the messy world.
We're still waiting.
Yes,
we're still waiting. We have a contingency plan, but as long as it's still there, we're
what
still
is the contingency? WeChat.
No,
WhatsApp. I mean,
no. I'm probably going to end up with like Slack or something. Quite honestly, just all it is just a way. All it is just me and the family just saying, "Hey, I'm coming home right now," or "Hey, I'm going to practice," or "You need to do the dishes." That's it. It's no more, no less. Nothing real complicated.
Oh boy.
Instagram group chat.
No. I get enough of those notifications, man.
There's just chat everywhere. And now I am on Instagram, so now I'm getting DMs through Instagram. Just like, cool, here I am again, messaging on 10 different platforms because I'm on Android.
It's hard for me to manage those notifications, so I need to keep the family broken off somewhere else, and Hangouts helps with that.
And not encourage the kids to spend more time on Instagram.
Now you get it. See, it's my master plan.
That works.